Hello everybody. Today I'm going to discuss a topic, use of ICT in teaching, learning and evaluation. I am Dr. Gurunath Badiger, working as Associate Professor of English and Coordinator for PG courses, Government Posted College and PG Center, Dharwad. Today we shall discuss how ICT is the part and parcel of our everyday teaching. Teaching, learning and evaluation is carried out in schools, colleges and institutes of higher learning from the beginning itself. Now, what kind of tools are necessary? What is the method to be used to make teaching, learning, evaluation very effective is the subject of discourse. We have been carrying out these processes in the traditional method. Of course, we got success for that. But how to make it more effective? How to make it more interesting? How to make it more technology enabled? Because we are living in 21st century, which is called the age of information technology. So here, information and communication plays a very, very important role. This is what we call new age technology. 21st century offers you a number of opportunities, at the same time challenges. Opportunities means we have number of gadgets, number of softwares, number of technologies which support you. At the same time, it brings us challenges, because if we don't update ourselves, the teacher has to face a lot of challenges in the traditional classroom. So if we go back to our method of teaching, of course we have been following lecture method for a long time. A lecturer standing at the lecture stand and go on delivering talks, and that's the way we just maintain. We also use the chalk and talk method, and blackboard is one of the tools, of course the best tools that we used in our traditional teaching. But now there are other supportive technologies which help you and make teaching interesting. If we think of NAC and ICT Initiatives, NAC asks you what kind of technologies are used, what kind of ICT initiatives the college has undertaken, and what are the new teaching tools used by the teacher, what is the e-content developed by the teacher, what's the contribution of a teacher to the development of MOOCs and e-content. So these are the new questions that are posed by the committees now. So in this context, we are supposed to update ourselves. And recently we have been facing the problem posed by COVID-19, and how to manage classrooms virtually is a challenge posed by this kind of pandemic, and online teaching has become a mode of learning, and obviously we are supposed to acquire ourselves new techniques of digital media, and how to update ourselves with new mode of teaching. Let me discuss first what is ICT. ICT, as you know, it's information and communication based technology used in teaching. It's a scientific, technological and engineering discipline and management technique used in handling information in application and association with social, economic and cultural aspects. It's appropriate use of ICT that can transform the whole teaching learning process. A teacher can change the quality of teaching just by using ICT. ICT has the potential to transcend the barrier and space. If you know, you are talking about use of ICT or new tools, you are not just a teacher in your classroom. You can become a teacher globally. You can spread your knowledge across the globe. That's the opportunity offered by new technologies today. ICT impacted hugely in improving the quality of education. Now you can imagine how we can, of course, bring lot of material from various sources. Once upon a time, referring to a dictionary was a very difficult matter in the classroom, because you can't carry the huge dictionary into the classroom. But now you can just, while reading a poem, while reading anything, you can just press a button, the dictionary will open there. You know, whether it is Kindle reader or whatever. So a lot of improvement. You can go to wikis, you can refer to the encyclopedia, you can play an audio, you can show the video. You know, if I am talking about Mahatma Gandhi and his non-violence, there are audios of Mahatma Gandhi which, original audios which are directly spoken by Mahatma Gandhi can be shown. The speeches of Nehru can be played. The speeches of great leaders, the great writers like Bernard Shaw, W.B. Yeats, T.S. Eliot can be directly played in a classroom with the help of technology. In that way, it has hugely impacted the quality of teaching. And it is widely believed that ICT made education more accessible and affordable. It is true that education is accessible and affordable to all. For example, you are not able to go to Harvard University, you are not able to go to Oxford University, you are not able to go to Cambridge University and study on campus. But now it's possible that you can listen to Harvard professor, you can listen to great teachers of the globe online. This shows that it's a wonderful opportunity offered by ICT only. ICT made education more democratic. Quality education services are available to even students sitting in the far-flung, remotest corners of the country. It means that it has a reachability, it can reach all corners of the country. Only challenge is internet services. So in that way, ICT includes all the things like TV, radio, CD-ROMs, internet, digital resources, virtual classrooms, smart classes, flipped classrooms, MOOCs. All these things come under the broad category of ICT. So these are also called emerging learning technologies, ELT, emerging learning technologies. So what are these emerging learning technologies now? You can talk about blogging these days. Blogging is one of the interesting thing. Blogs are usually maintained by an individual with regular entries of commentary, discrepancies of events, or other material such as graphics or videos. Today you can start your own blog and you can place a huge material in the blog. Your creative writing can happen in the blog. You can place notes on the blog, you can place your video, you can place your images, and through blogs many people have become very, very popular these days. There is blogspot.com, there are Google sites, there are variety of platforms, WordPress, where you can start your own blog and publish your material. And there are other things like integrated learning modules, which are thematically focused classes delivered primarily over internet. This is what we call integrated learning modules also, which are available. The other important thing in ELT, that is Emerging Learning Technologies, is podcasts. What is this podcast? Podcast is a series of media files, either in audio or video, that are released episodically and often downloaded through web syndication. So you can put lot of videos through various channels, and they can be viewed by the listeners from your students, and this is also another way of offering education. And wikis today, probably whenever I use the word wikis, everyone remembers Wikipedia. It's a big revolution, a kind of a knowledge revolution that has happened in this century, and wikis can be developed, a kind of a website or a database developed collaboratively by a community of users. So there is no owner to Wikipedia. Everyone can be a owner. You can add your knowledge, you can edit your article. So this is a kind of a community-based knowledge database, a kind of a knowledge sharing that happens through wikis. This is one thing we must understand. So what is the need of the hour today is we must adopt. There are three words normally we use in post-colonial context: adopt, adopt, and adapt. Adopt means we must adapt ourselves to the new technologies. When we are living in the age of technology, we should learn new technologies. When we are living in the age of smartphones, we cannot think of keypads. We cannot think of again going back to our truncal memories. Of course, memories are good, but today we are supposed to adapt ourselves to the new technologies, and that is what we call adapting to the situation. And adapt, A-D-A-P-T, adapt means adjust ourselves with the new changing conditions. New generation of students are here. We are addressing a different kind of students today, and there is a need for adjusting ourselves with the new conditions. And adapt means A-D-E-P-T, become a new age teacher. We must become a new age teacher. We may be growing in age, but in spirit we must be modern. Okay, so naturally we cannot simply say that we belong to the old generation of teachers, we belong to pre-technology era. This is not acceptable now. If we are in the field of teaching, a teacher is always a person who polishes his skills, who in fact updates his or her skills as the time requires. So obviously what we are supposed to learn today is there are different tools of teaching. how to use PPT, how to use charts, how to use tabling. Today Google has come out with wonderful softwares like Google Sheets, Google Docs, Google Forms, and Google Meet, Hangouts, YouTube. So you can publish your things. Google Classroom is one of the wonderful things you know. Google Classroom, except the presence of the students, everything happens in Google Classroom. You create something in Google Classroom, students join you with a number you give them, and there is assignment, there are video uploads, notes uploads, and students write assignments and they upload again. So accept the face of a teacher or accept the online broadcast of teaching, everything happens in Google Classrooms. It means that a teacher can upload his or her video, or can give a link of a famous speech or famous teaching done by famous writers, famous teachers, and there can be some uploading of some good materials and students can access it. Teacher assigns some work, teacher gives some kind of assignment which is attended by the students. So this is Google Classroom. Of course, there are so many things in Google Classroom. One has to just enter it and try to understand. Everything is self-explanatory. And you can also, of course, conduct surveys, conduct quiz, conduct wonderful tests through Google Forms. Google Forms has quiz facility. Google Form has and different facilities like certificate, Certify is there. So you can conduct tests and award them grades and give them certificate. These are the things that are easily done through the technologies now. If you conduct a test in 10 minutes, the result and certificate, everything is out. So what one has to do is to create a quiz, to create a paper, create a question paper and send it to the students. Students write and send back to you. So if there is a kind of explanatory questions, it may take little time, but if it is objective type question or multiple choice question, the result is immediately out. So Google Forms can be used for these purposes. Google Sheets, Google Docs can be used by researchers, surveys. It's wonderful platform for people to edit the doc online, and a teacher edits, a student accepts it. Again, there is various editings are also shown properly through this. So Google Docs, Google Sheets are used for wonderful survey. Today we are conducting feedback on teachers, feedback on curriculum, feedback on from the employer, from the students, through Google Forms only. It means that if at all you want to be very, very quick in getting the results and analysis, obviously Google helps you a lot. So what one has to do in the present context is that a teacher has to use variety of technologies. Of course, the books play a major role. Hardbound books play a major role. I do not undermine the importance of books. This is what we say, romancing with the books. The reading books is always a pleasure, but when you are teaching the students, they expect you to be more than the ordinary teacher. And in this context, we all have to understand the need for learning new technologies, the need for adopting new technologies, and develop ourselves into the able and suitable modern teacher. So with these words, I conclude my talk, and thank you very much.